All right, so we're talking about creating a budget in your business and thinking about where you're allocating that budget to equipment and assets. So as far as a budget goes, I'm going to give you some broad numbers here, and those are kind of things to shoot for. Honestly, if you want to dig deeper into your profit and loss statements, take the Profit First course in the Hub. If you still really need to dig deep on some individual things, just pay for some 1 hour of business coaching. But so I'm going to walk you through some really rough numbers here. So as far as a budget goes, where do we allocate our funds for sustainable business? My personal, this isn't personal, this is based off of a lot of data from hundreds of gyms. The most successful gyms, their largest line item is their payroll. It's their staff. It's the relationship between coach and athlete is the most important part of your business. It's your strategic advantage. Anybody can go to any gym now and they can grab a barbell and they can do power cleans. They can do thrusters anywhere. They can do wall balls anywhere. They can build a home gym. Why do people keep coming back to you? And it's relationships. So my philosophy in business is that you invest in your strategic advantage. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. That needs to be your largest line item in your budget. So payroll expenses, I like to be sitting around the 45% in that neighborhood right there. So 45%, go as high as 50% in here. Here's the thing that will blow your mind that every single gym does when they first open. They never even include this in their opening budgets. They think about their rent, their utilities, their equipment, their horse stall mats, all of these things, but they never factor in the one thing that is their largest line item when creating a budget. So if your gym hasn't opened yet, add 50% to your projected expenses, because that is sort of a sustainable line item for just sort of taking your business into the future. Do not ignore your payroll. Cool. Second thing, we're going to think about profit. So we want that profit to be in the neighborhood of 20 to 30%. So we want to build to that. You're not going to have that on day one. Nobody does, okay? So maybe you start with 5%. But as you're looking at starting your gym, or you're looking at how much income do I need, what do my rates need to be, those kinds of questions, add in 20 to 30% as a profit margin. You will need to reinvest year over year. Property taxes will go up. The cost of your space will go up. Utility costs, everything will go up. So if you don't have that padding of profit margin in your income, then you're never going to be able to grow, expand, or really be sustainable at all as a business. The last and smallest line item in your budget needs to be your monthly fixed costs. So these in the neighborhood of 22 to 30%. This is why most service-based businesses fail, is that their only income that they need is my equipment. So I need to buy equipment up front and I'll have no other expenses for the rest of my life except for these monthly fixed costs, my rent, my utilities, my water, my toilet paper, paper towels, and cleaning supplies. As you can see, in a sustainable business model, that's actually the smallest part of your budget. It's nothing, right? So when you're coming up with your budgets, most people stop here and never factor in profit margin and never factor in how much it will cost them to be fully staffed. Don't make that mistake when you make your budgets. Investing in assets. I have a rule. I only buy a piece of equipment if I can afford to give everybody in that class use of it. And so what that means is I'm going to take my average class size, let's say that's 12. I need to be able to buy 6 rowers, okay? 2 rowers is a waste of money. 6 rowers, I'm actually seeing a return on that investment. So that's the first place to start, is only buy a piece of equipment if at least half of your average class size can use that thing. Otherwise, save up until you can get enough of that thing for everybody to use, okay? Second thing is, don't buy a piece of equipment for yourself or your coaches. So if you're gonna buy a GHD, buy 6 of them so that people can use them in classes. Make it a thing that people can use. My only exception to that is if you buy a piece of equipment for personal training only, okay? It's a great way to build up your personal training business. If you say, we have this reverse hyper and we use it for our personal training clients. We have 2 heart rate monitors because we use them for our personal training clients. We have 1 assault bike that is used in personal training. That's the only exception where you buy one thing. If you buy 1 big concrete stone and 1 GHD that sits in open gym, there's no new revenue coming in and there's no additional retention as a result of that singular piece of equipment. So, something that everybody can use. Don't buy anything for yourself or your coaches. If you buy a single piece of equipment, use it to highlight a high value service.